Hello yogis, my name is April and welcome to the Yoga Ranger Studio and welcome to our practice today. Today we're going to be focusing on some different movements for the core. So I have a number of core classes up on here to kind of build on one another. Some with no hands, some with using your arms and hands and shoulders. This one is going to be another one where you're not really going to be using weight bearing on your hands. So it's an option for those of you with any kind of wrist, hand, or shoulder injuries. But we will be really firing up the core and working through it, kind of helping build some strength here. A lot of times with the core, it is small movements that make a huge amount of difference in your movement, in your developing this core. And keeping in mind that the core is your lower back, your side waist, and this belly space. So your core encircles you all the way. So you really want to build that up to help keep back strength, reduce back pain, to help hold your organs in place, to help hold your body in a more comfortable position, to help keep your alignment and disperse energy flowing up from your steps each day. So your core is super important to your balance, your health, your wellness overall. So it's really good to take some time to work on your core. And I know a lot of us, when we hear core work, are not excited. I join you with that because it's not something I love to do either, but I am learning that I can do it pretty quickly, 2 or 3 times a week, and it can have really great results. So we're going to start seated. Take our legs out straight. You're going to cross that right ankle over the left or left over right. It doesn't really matter which one. Start to lean back and go ahead and take your hands across your body, or you can take them out in front of you with the fingertips touching or close. Rounding out those elbows as high as you can. We're going to start to just twist to the right. We're going to take 20 twists here. So the further we lean back, the more you're going to feel this in the lower core. Just keeping that little pulse, keeping the elbows high. Coming back to center, switching the crossing of the legs. We're going to do to the other side. Here again, the more you lean back, the more you're going to feel this in other parts of the core a little bit more deeply. Imagine really tucking that belly in and holding it in. A little bit of core engagement here. And that's 20. So here we're just going to go back and forth. So taking the toes out, pointing the toes as much as you can, we're going to lean back and come up. Little tiny movements, back and up. Keeping the shoulders soft. And then go ahead and bring the feet side by side, maybe the toes and ankles or heels touching, knees a little bit wide. And we're going to just do little tucks. So you're just tucking the belly in. Just like a little pelvic tuck. You may be rocking a little bit on your sit bones. It's a little activation. And here again, just a little rock back, up. Now really, your lower back kind of stays in space. You're just sort of lifting up. You're gonna feel that in the center. I like to often take my fingers to my core and see if it's actually working. Taking a rest here, crossing your legs, folding forward. It's good to take little breaks in your core workout, splitting it up a little bit so that your core gets time to rest before it's reactivated again. Coming up, we're going to take our feet as wide as our hips, knees bent, settling into our sit bones, taking your hands out in front of us, palms facing toward one another, forward fingers out. We're going to lean back, lift our feet off the floor. Now, if this is not your friend, you can always take your hands behind your knees, coming into our boat pose, lifting the chest forward, dropping those shoulders back. So if we kind of like this, we're not really activating the core that we want. We're going to pull those shoulders back, okay? So whatever version you're taking, we're going to take the toes out and then in, just like an inch. Relax those feet down, cross your leg the other way in front of you and fold forward. Starting to lean back again, boat pose again, making your choice, hands behind or otherwise. We're going to take this a little bit further. Take those legs out a little bit further. Take the hands up overhead. We're going to count to 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring those knees into chest, feet down. Hug them in close. Nice deep breath. Now in this, we're going to come back and do that exact same thing again, but we want to make sure that you're adjusting to what works for you. So if your knees are bent, that's okay. If they're lower down, if they're further out, if you're further down to the ground, if your feet are higher up, find the one that works for you. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring the bottoms of the feet together, fold forward. Last time in our boat pose here, taking whatever version you want, legs straight or bent. Bring the hands into the heart and we're going to open up to the right, twist, left, and twist. 10 on each side. That's 2. And 3. And 4. And 5. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. I'm sure you're ready for those to be done. Go ahead and come all the way down onto your back. Bring your knees into your chest. Maybe circle the hips a little bit. You're starting to feel a little bit warm. That's normal core. If you're feeling shaky in your poses, that's also normal core. So oftentimes in a class, we take crow on our hands, and this time we're going to take it on our back. This is a great way to practice crow, but it's also a great way to really focus on that lift in crow, where we're really pulling the core up into the back, the spine really high, and that's going to help us feel light and lifty in our crow pose. So bringing the feet close together, the inside of the feet on one another, knees wide. We're going to walk our elbows as far as we can and imagine we're in crow pose. So curling up, we're going to do 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, coming all the way down. First one is sort of a trial run there. We're going to take 2 more of those, but I want you to imagine pressing your knees into your elbows or your upper arms into your knees. And this would be exactly what you would be doing in crow pose, really engaging the core to lift everything up. Okay, coming back to our second round of crow. Palms flat as if you're in crow pose, pressing the knees toward the elbows, elbows into the knees. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relaxing down. Nice deep breaths. And last round. Coming into our crow pose on the floor on our backs again. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relaxing it down, letting everything go. Taking your right leg, crossing over your left, we're going to come into an eagle pose. So you can take that foot behind the other leg, or you can just cross the legs. We're going to also cross the right arm over the left into our eagle arms. We're going to inhale, bring elbow to knee, exhale out, inhale in, exhale out. Just 2 more. And release. By now I'm hoping you're nice and warm, because I know I am. I've disturbed Lucy here. We're going to switch legs, take that left over right. This time taking the opposite arm under the opposite arm. And here again, inhaling in and out. And letting everything go. Maybe just dropping your knees a little bit side to side. Taking a little twist to stretch the back out. And then keeping those feet hip distance apart, we're going to take our hands alongside our hips. We're going to do a little pelvic tilt. So that's pressing the lower back into the floor really firmly, flattening the curve, and then letting it slip far away. So like cat-cow on your back. You're going to take 5 of these at your own breath pace. And then when you're done, go ahead and bring those knees into your chest, give them a little squeeze. Nose to knees, knees to nose. And then roll yourself up to whatever seat you want. It's a little mini practice. You can take any of those pieces and throw them into your core practice or into your practice at all. I like to kind of meld those 3 together. I have those 3 different classes that have the core on the floor. So this is another variation on this. This is sort of the deluxe version where it's a little bit harder. We've taken it a few steps further. You can also, in those poses where the crow, you can come into it, hold it longer or shorter. You could do the 10 count or the 20 count or a 30 count, kind of extending that time. You can also, at the top, at the very end of your last one, in the eagle pose on the floor where we're bringing the knees to the elbows, you can hold that for 10, 20, 30 as well. And that really extends that whole time, then release all the way out. So some variations on some things that you can do with that. I hope you enjoy this. I hope your core gets stronger and brighter and better, and I hope you have a wonderful week. Thank you for joining me. Peace.